Hello guys, welcome to Code Fusion, and we will be solving a good interview question. So uh, this question is from LeetCode. So I have already done the coding because I don't want to waste your time or anything. And what I will be doing that I will be explaining the code so that you can learn about the logic, what's behind it, and yeah. So there are two approaches which I have taken so far. So first approach is very straightforward, like, but I will tell you the pros and cons for taking each of the approaches. So let's get started. So what we will be doing is that first we will create a dictionary so that we can store all the data. What we are doing is doing a reverse mapping for the array. So as you know that how we loop through in Python. So I will be getting the index value and the original value on the value which is on that index. So as we know that if you think a little clearly, then you will get to know that what's the logic behind to find the remaining. So in this problem, let's take this example. So here they have given target 9, so we have to find two indexes on which the numbers have the sum equal to 9. What I mean is that you have to find 9 whose sum will become 9. So what you have to do is you have to find two numbers. So how you can find it? So the simple approach is you have 9, and when you loop on the array, so you will come across 2, 7, 11, 15. So you have to subtract it from the target value. So if you subtract it, then but obvious there will be a answer you will get. So that will be the remaining amount, like remaining digit you will get. Suppose you have 9 done 9 minus 2. So what you will get in the answer, it will be 7. So now you have to check it whether it is present in the array or not, because if you sum it, 2 plus 7 is equals to 9. So it's pretty simple. So let's try to code it. So we have here a dictionary we have created because we want to do a reverse mapping, as I said, and then we are looping through, and as I gave you the logic that what we are doing, so we will be subtracting the index value from the target. So yeah, this in this we will get the remaining value. And so with every loop, what is going on, if you see, we just forgot about it. We will come to this later. And so we are storing every value in the dictionary. As I said, we will be doing reverse mapping. So here we are taking value as an index, and its index adds its value. So what it will store? Let's check. So it will store something like um, how I write it. Let's see. And if it is 2, then its value will be 0. So it will store data something like this, because 2 is at 0 and 7 is at the first. So it will store data something like that, and we will do a loop on it. So we have to implement a logic that will stop it. So how we can stop it? So in that, for to do that, what we will be doing is checking it if the remaining is present in the dictionary or not. So how we can do it? By this logic. So pretty simple. So let me give you an example. Let's loop it. Let's dry run it. So in the first iteration, it will give us 0 and 2. So what we will be doing is we will be getting the remaining value from it. So what will be the remaining value? That will be 7. And in this iteration, what we will be doing is we will be storing that into the dictionary. How it that look like this. So now we come to the second iteration. So in the second iteration, what we will get 1 comma 7, and when you minus it, so what you will be getting 2. So if how now how so let's see how it looks. It's 2 colon 0, and we will be storing it like this. So this is how your dictionary will look like after the second iteration. And then what we will be doing is in that time also we will be checking if that is like in the second iteration. What we are doing is that we are checking it, like in this iteration what we are doing is we are checking it whether 2 is present in the dictionary or not. So if 2 is present, then we will return from there only, and so yeah, we have the answer. But the main thing is that the time complexity is higher in this type of code. Why? Because we are doing a loop, and in this while checking the dictionary there is another loop, so it will be kind of uh, increasing the time complexity. So we don't want it, so we want to reduce it. So so it is kind of an square complexity we will get. So to optimize it, what we are doing is we are taking the second approach, and in this we have the same logic over here, but what we are doing is we have segregated both the logics. First we are doing the dictionary creation here in this line. So we will be having our dictionary, and we are doing the loop again on that dictionary. But what we are doing here is scene dot get, and what it will do, it will give you the data in O of 1 time complexity. So that is more efficient. If you Google it and get to know that how dictionary works, so you will know that dot the result in only O of 1. Okay, so let me explain you a little more about it. So in this we will be getting n, and in this we will be getting again n. Okay, as I told you the logic about dot get. And so what it will be, the time complexity will be 2n. So if, as we know that the constant is, we don't want the constant because the the time complexity of 2n, so we know that it will be n automatically because we will be dropping the 2. So okay, so the time complexity is n, so which is more efficient. So we will be going with this approach, and let's try to run it. So you will, so here's the answer. So guys, thank you for watching, and keep coding.